Hi guys! Tonight I'm fixing beans and greens. This recipe will be in my cookbook, but it'll be a little different because I'm changing it a little bit for your viewing tonight. Because when I wrote the recipe, I added turnips into it, and I don't have any right now because I've used all the ones that I had. So I'm using sunchokes. And these are sunchokes, and they kind of resemble ginger on the outside, but they're not spicy. So I have just chopped these up, and I've got, I'd say about 1.5 cups in this bowl. 3 cloves of garlic, which of course I've got 4. 1 onion chopped. Some cooked white beans. You can use navy beans or cannellini beans or regular white beans. And I have a pot of white beans that I cooked in my Instant Pot. And then your choice of greens, which I am using a rainbow Swiss chard. And you can use collard greens or turnip greens, and since the recipe calls for turnips, turnip greens, they kind of go together, right? And then anywhere from 3/4 cup to 1 cup of broth, preferably one that you've made yourself. And then your seasonings, and I'm using no salt, and then just regular pepper, which this is a multicolored pepper. Okay, so I've started heating my pan just to get things going a little quicker here. And I'm starting off with my onion. And hopefully you can see everything real well. I may have to move you forward. And then I'm putting the sunchokes in there as well. And the garlic. And let me scoop this out of the way. And let's see if we can't get you closer where you can kind of see what's going on. Okay? So hold on, I'm going to move you. This way you can see the stove, all right? So we're just going to add a little bit of water to that. And then we're going to put the lid on and let that cook a little bit while I chop up my greens. And apparently beans and greens are very popular here in Pennsylvania because my swim class, some ladies were talking about it one day when we were talking about vegetarian and vegan type meals. Now I am cutting my greens really small, and the reason is my family's not real big on eating cooked greens. So I'm not real sure how they're going to take this recipe, but what they don't realize is they eat cooked greens all the time. I just cut them really small and I hide them in their dishes. So if you cut them small enough, it just looks like spices, like oregano or thyme, parsley, stuff like that. So they won't even realize. And most of the time it's not the flavor of it. It's the texture. Sorry about the noise, guys. My dogs have picked right now, of course, to start playing in the floor. I have 2 little Yorkies and a Rottweiler, and to see the 3 of them play is just hilarious. You can imagine. The Yorkies just kind of jump on the Rottweiler's back and kind of rough him around, get up in his face, hold him down. But it's cute. It's funny. Don't have to worry about it. He would never ever hurt them. He grew up the old man. He was the old man as when we got them. So he was used to them when they were babies. And of course they're grown now. And off camera here, I am just really chopping these greens small because I want them to be a good texture that my family will actually like them. And I mentioned that this will be in the cookbook. I am working just feverishly on that cookbook, trying to get it finished finally for you guys. And I do apologize, it kind of sat for a while I wrote recipes and gathered recipes and found recipes that I could alter for our way of life, and that just does take quite a bit of time. And so that's where my time has been spent with it. It's been in the preparation part of the writing. And now they're all in this notebook, and now they're being typed in. And I've got probably, a good 70 recipes typed up right now, and there's at least 35 more to go in. So it's going to be quite a collection for you guys, and it's going to be called Celtic Cooking. And it's going to be recipes from Scotland, Ireland, and England. And it's just traditional type recipes that I have altered to take out the oil and the meat and cheese and all of that. A few of them will have sugar, some of the desserts, most of them won't. And I write them so that you can add salt if you're not salt-free, or you can use a salt substitute just like I do. Okay? Try to get them where it'll be something that lots of different people will like. So once this looks good and browned, then you want to put your greens in. And I have 4 people to feed, so I am putting probably twice as many greens as what my recipe calls for, because not everyone has to feed a big army. So you just adjust things to fit your needs. If you're one person, of course, you're not going to need as much as I do. And if you're feeding 6 or more, you're going to need more than what I do. Okay. So put the greens in there. And your seasoning, some of this no salt, and then some of this pepper. And then put your broth in. And then we're just going to let that cook down a little bit with the lid on so that it sweats real good. And to be honest, this is our first time trying these sunchokes, and I was really pleased with them. I've never seen them before. This was something that came in our Misfit box, and I realize not everyone can get that Misfit box because it only covers about 4 or 5 states here on the East Coast. But there are other types of companies like that that sell what they call Misfits or Seconds or whatever, and they're all organic vegetables, and they're just a fraction of the cost. And so if you are in the area, in their service area, please do give them a try. It comes right to your door. It's all packaged in either recyclable or compostable materials, and so I really like that about it. It's organic food at a great price, and they care about the environment. So you don't get much better than that, right? And if you refer people, you know, they give you a discount. So, you know, tell your friends, definitely tell your friends and give them one of those little coupons to use. So what I'm finding with it is that we are getting to try a lot of foods that not only had we never tried, but some of these we've never heard of. So, you know, it's local produce, but it might be from 2 states away. And, you know, if my local grocery stores don't carry those things, then, you know, I've never bought it. Or a lot of the things that I'm finding, it was just really out of my price range. This is a way that I can give my family organic food, whereas I couldn't buy as much before. You know, I do the best I can, but I'm on a budget, and I'm sure most of you are too. And so, you know, you might want to buy organic, but not be able to afford it. Well, this is like $19 a box for the smallest box for 4 people, and it's, well, it says it's for 2 people, but it's feeding 4 people at my house, and it's plenty. You know, it really is. It's plenty. And so we eat whatever is in that box for the week. And I supplement some rice and beans, and I might have to buy some more potatoes. But for the most part, the vegetables that come in that box is what we eat during the week. And it's doing really, really well at feeding us, and we're getting to try new things and learn about new foods. And, you know, the more things we eat, the more nutrients we get. So that's a win-win as far as I'm concerned. So that's sweated down real nice there. Let me set that lid and hopefully it'll stay that time. And then I've already cooked my beans in my Instant Pot, and I'm just going to put them directly in. Now, if you haven't cooked beans in preparation for this, done your batch cooking like I do, then you can just use a can of beans. And like I said, if you're feeding more people, use 2 cans of beans. And then just mix that in. And at this point, I'm going to turn my fire down because I had it medium high, and I want it to be low because these beans are cooked and they're already hot. So basically it's just incorporating them in at this point and letting all the flavors mesh well together. And there we have it. And you can add other spices to this if you like. This is, as I said, part of the Celtic cookbook. So I try to keep the flavors and the seasonings a little more traditional with just the salt and pepper, just as they would have cooked. But if your family likes a little more flavor, hey, you know, open up your spice cabinet and see what you got. Let's add a little paprika and chili powder to that to give those white beans a little more flavor. There we are. And don't go out and buy, you know, a lot of specialty ingredients. Use what you have on hand. So if you've got pinto beans cooked up or black beans, put that in there. If you don't have collard greens or chard or what have you, you could use spinach. All right. my camera seems to have gone out of focus. Let's get you back. There we go. Sorry about that, guys. I wasn't looking at the camera, and so I didn't realize that had happened. But there we have it. That's dinner. I hope you enjoyed it. If so, give it a thumbs up. Be sure that you are subscribed. And tick that little bell so you get notifications when new recipes come out, okay? Have a great day.